And this is the interesting thing that's going on right now. There's a message that Mother Earth's energy is flowing. We're seeing this as evidence of the natural energies of our world flowing. A lot of people want to interpret this as going to catastrophe, but Mother Earth, when we're connected with her consciously, she always takes care of us. And so fortifying and working with this is the absolute key of the work of supernova souls, is to bring humanity back into this conscious connection with our sentient earth, to move through these turbulent times in peace and harmony. We do that through coming back into the secrets, the power that's within us, technologies, by collaboration, in order to have the strength and the confidence, and through this autonomy, owning ourselves and making sure that we are stepping forward as we step into it. Because what happens is that you'll start to see that the energies are opening back up, right? The creative energies are flowing again. And so when you work with those energies and they start to flow, they're going to have a way bigger trajectory than what you're used to. And so this is maybe part of the Mercury retrograde, right? Like our forces are coming back under our control, so to speak. But we need to figure out how to work that machine. That would make a lot of sense if you looked at this Mercury and Leo at this stage of the game representing the activation of our light body or Merkaba. And it's like, all right, it's wanting to turn on, but how do you drive the thing, And so that's kind of what we're figuring out. And it's like massive adjustments around light and shame. So that's this main energy of this Black Moon Lilith. But Venus in square to the nodes is saying, it's done. It's over. The darkness of the so-called darkness of the feminine has been integrated back in to her wholeness, And so then Venus and Mars meeting up for their exact square, they've already had their initiation with the nodes, their destiny point. The feminine healing, intuition, magic, mysteries, technologies will no longer accept and overlay a judgment of negativity on their positive benefit in the world, And then Mars is ready to come back in the masculine, ready to get fully behind what's right and good and true, and to fight only for that, So they come in this square, which is typically just so much tension, and it has that opposites. And when Mars and Venus are square, it's like relationships break up all over the place. There's just so much tension. But this is different because this is the whole authority of each coming together in a beautiful dance of creating the scalar wave of exponential energy. And so Mars and Venus are in square at 20 degrees, which is 2 in numerology, and then 21, which is 3. And it's incredibly powerful because 2 is that let's work together. We got to partner up. Right? If we have two opposites, then the only way to heal is to cross the divide, to heal the divide. And that's what the 2 is saying. We can only shine our light when we heal the divide within. But 2 degrees, 8 minutes, and 8 is that transformation. And so it's about transforming our planet through our light. But we have to work together in order to do this. So very, very powerful new moon, because the sun and the moon, having just moved into the sign of Leo, will be exactly opposite of Pluto. Pluto is retrograde and has moved back to 2 degrees of Aquarius. And so the sun will be opposite of Pluto exactly for this full moon, the new moon, but just before the new moon, just before when this on the 23rd is when the sun will move into the sign of Leo. And so when the sun moves into Leo, it will be in a sextile relationship to Uranus, who just moved into the sign of Gemini. So this is an activation of the expression of these higher intuitive things, skills, gifts, technology. That's what Uranus hovering there at the beginning degrees of Gemini is about. Disclosure, right? To share and express these technologies that have been hidden. And then in a sextile relationship with the sun at 0 degrees Leo, are we the technology? Are we the disclosure? Does our light body negate all darkness, expose all lies? Nothing can hide in the light of our Merkaba field? Mm-hmm. Have you had this experience? We've probably been like, we activate some, we don't even know we're doing it, and we have an experience like this where perhaps the light exposes the darkness of someone around us. And of course, it's our fault, even though we have no idea what's going on in that person's field, but they're going to blame us, right? So this is the energy that we are overcoming in walking in that authentic truth and choosing, understanding that. So when those kinds of things happen, with our activation affecting the people around us, causing a healing crisis or a cleansing or an emotional release, then we are immediately, our subconscious says, turn that down, right? So we've been kind of teetering on the edge of full permission to be in our light because we continue to have these experiences that trigger us back into trauma programming around our light. So that's where we come from, that strength of alignment, that's confidence, from this place where like you can do anything from here. Out there, just don't go out there. From here, whatever needs to happen, if it's in alignment with me, connect with me, breathe it into existence, and it is, you know? It's so incredibly powerful. And the most important energy that is coming forward around the message from the mother right now is that there's a lot of energies that are working out that are not really connected to a human soul, or maybe they have a distant connection to a human soul, but those true human souled bodies are all feeling a certain way right now. They're all feeling anxiety around maybe not the supernova souls, right? Because we've done so much work. But it's really an uncertainty and an anxiety about the changes that are coming, the strangeness of the world, the way things are weird. And so the message that she wants you to convey to her as her child, as a steward of her and her lover and healer of her children and her child yourself, is the feeling of being home and safe. Okay, so you can imagine this like a picture of a child that's been out in activities and almost a picture of weather, and then coming home to the safe, warm hearth, to the blanket, to knowing the parents are right there, to being held in the warmth. So this is how she wants you to help her children feel. That this is our way through this, whatever we're going through right now, the bubble of protection, like Edgar Casey talked about when he goes through the levels of the lower astral plane to get to the Akashic records to do his readings. He could go through the trauma, or he could travel in a bubble of protection. And that bubble of protection is her. And it's her bubble of protection that actually moves us through to new earth. And it's our conscious connection with her as a loving sentient being. And the best way to do that is through her waters. Water is consciousness, and we connect with the waters of the earth, waters of our body. We're connecting with the consciousness of Mother Earth. So this is what's awakening within us. And then one of the messages that's really important right now is that, of course, we want this home and safe. So as we're going through this period of time of this Mercury retrograde, there's like this strange pause, and we've been feeling this for a while, like almost like we've been abducted out of our reality. Time's passing, but it's not really passing. And the message is that, like, unfortunately, it seems that this strange pause energy will continue through this retrograde cycle, which is the end of August. But there's magic in the pause, she says. because of all that we're talking about, the complete exposure of the darkness that's keeping you from shining your light. That means when Mercury does go direct, you are on that whole new trajectory, a brand new life that's about the full expression of your potential. So right now, it's incredibly important to tread carefully, to watch for the pitfalls, to know that it's a roundabout. It's all about facing the darkness and shining the light, not running from the darkness, but shining our light so strong in our authentic love that's in alignment with Mother Earth that the vermin must scatter, must leave. The earth, our bodies, the people around us. You have the power to command this, she says. It's pretty awesome.